What's up, everybody? Gonna do a classic rock reaction, man. This is Black Sabbath, and specifically, it's Black Sabbath live in Paris. I haven't done too many Black Sabbath live reactions, man. Off the top of my head, I can only think of two at the moment, but yeah, definitely I want to check it out because I know that especially Ozzy's got a tremendous amount of energy live, so I'm looking forward to it, man. So this is Black Sabbath live, and it's about 40 minutes long. I know that it's only a part of a concert set list. It's not the full concert, but it's definitely enough to, within the confines of the reaction timeline of what I'm trying to do. So I want to give a shout out and a thanks to Alan, aka Walking Wounded .64. Thanks very much for the recommendation, man, and providing the link. So let's do this, man. Let's go all the way through from beginning to end. No stops. No interruptions. Keep my comments brief. And let's take this in. Black Sabbath live in Paris, 1970. Let's get it. Cheers, baby. There's the wild man.
Black Sabbath!
You gotta love this guy, though, man. How can you not? How lucky are those people just standing around back in the day? They make so many great songs.
Thank you, good evening from Black Sabbath, thank you.
I enjoyed the hell out of Black Sabbath when they were Artist of the Month.
We're going to do a number about new LP now, so nobody take low, man. If you want to clap, you can. I can see. Now, louder! Stamp your head!
Sabbath's live sound is so complementary to their crisp studio sound. It's not exactly the same, but you don't want it to be. Tony Iommi. He's overcome a lot. Learning how to play without part of his finger. So many people, that was their first time hearing it. So good,
man. Let's go now. I tell that bloke to shut his trap and let's do a number now called Black Sabbath. Thank you.
Bill's amazing. Where do you put Bill on your list of great rock drummers? Let me know. I think he's a bit underrated, to be honest with you. when you think about it. The incredible sound and mood that just four lads can create. Three instruments and one voice can create all of it and become iconic and legend.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome very much. Awesome. Some of these great foundational rock bands, three instruments and one voice, you know? Sabbath, The Who, Zeppelin, Beatles, Stones. Although there were five in the Stones, but you get my point.
Let's go now with the number of our first LP. It's number titled Behind the Wall of Sleep.
Ozzy found these great musicians just by placing a damn ad. Guitar sounds so sweet. Oh, the era of the guitar-led rock band. It's so easy to have another revival. That was excellent. Yeah, you better get your ass up. Standing applause. Definitely deserving.
We're gonna number now called War Pig. It's a number 5 new LP. Hope you like it. Thank you.
Walpurgis, A Satanist Holiday is the original title of War Pigs. So you get an amalgamation of a song about a black mass being rewritten as an anti-war song. That's what Alan wanted me to read to you guys. Black Sabbath, and I want it to be remembered in time for just one song alone. It would be this one, and the message behind it. Second reaction, and I was deep into anti-war, maybe a little too deep, I'll admit it, but this song means a lot to me. I once had a buddy's mom, very orthodox, judgmental Christian woman, get into my face about how can you do such thing, how can you react to this sort of stuff. And she was talking about this song and using it as a crutch of judgment. I said, Maggie, sit your ass down. You and I are going to listen to this song and we're going to review it and break it. since we broke it down together, we're the best of friends now. She was judging, she wasn't listening.
On the scene of peace to Piers, Taylor's falling at his knees. He sends out Europire, casts the priest into the fire. Praise for all bad sinners. Watch the meeting, dead rats in the saying wherever you go, through black masses people go. Oh Lord, yeah.
This is quite a statement back in the late 60s to make, even in song. They're lucky they didn't get their asses locked up. This is Luke's wall, I believe. Stretching that song out. This guitar piece in Luke's wall, I believe, elevated the song from a great one to an iconic one. Fantastic. They're still jamming and rocking.
That's the number now called Fairies Red Boots, so number of our new album.
Bass. I'm always aware of what he's doing. They gotta be in the top 5 best drilling section. bars every time.
Thank you very much. It's all from Black Sabbath. Thank you.
Masterful. Fantastic. Oh, a little bit of footage. Right on now. That is the great Black Sabbath. No doubt these lads weren't aware back then just how much of a foundational impact they would have on rock and roll. Could you imagine modern music today without the presence, the foundational cornerstone presence of Black Sabbath not being a part of it? Oh man. You know, I often have this silly little fantasy in my mind. What would I do if I was a millionaire? What would I do if I was a billionaire? You know what I would do? I would, I don't know, do this project, right? I would get 20 bands together. Each band has 4 members in it, right? And you've got a singer, a bassist, a guitarist, and a drummer. And I will say your platform is rock and roll. Create, right? Give me 5 albums each. Those are the instruments you've got, and basically just create. The platform is rock and roll. I bet you those 20 bands, just with those 3 instruments and a singer, would probably recreate that great period in time, being the Renaissance period, the Renaissance of creativity in classic rock, where, as I said before, you've got all of these fantastic foundational bands creating so much, man, just with 3 instruments and a singer. Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, the Beatles, the Stones, the Who. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't need all of the other things. Sometimes all of the other things are really cool, like the use of the synth and whatever, the use of the organ, like in Deep Purple, the synth in Rush and all of that stuff. But at the core of it, it's still rock and roll. It's still guitar led, right? That's what I'm trying to say. I miss that shit, man. And I wasn't even brought up in classic rock. I feel for some of you old cats, man. You were brought up on this stuff. It's your pedigree. It's in your bones. In your opinion, it's still the best genre of music out there. And I can't argue with you because I feel that. I feel that rub. I feel that desire to have a renaissance of that period. That's what I would do if I was a millionaire, billionaire. I would fund the recreation of the Renaissance. I know I'm nuts, man. Wayne's World and shit. All right, let's do this, man. Sometimes I get some people say to me, hey, you just go right into the review and you don't take into account all your new subscribers. You don't take into account especially the young viewers you've got. It's true, you're right. Supposedly my youngest subscribers, 10-year-old girl from South America. So I have to sometimes keep in mind that new subscribers coming in might not have the foundational rock knowledge, especially of a great band like this. So let's do this. Introduce these lads and their contribution to rock and roll and modern music. Then what I want to do is I want to go into the link that Alan sent me and I want to read some of the comments, the good, the bad, and the uglies. Now, Black Sabbath is close to my heart, especially War Pigs. It's my favorite Black Sabbath song for so many reasons. What's your favorite Black Sabbath song? Yes, one. You can only choose one. Tell me what it is, and if you know why it's your favorite. It's War Pigs is my favorite, and I've got 100 reasons why. It was my second anti-war song, my second reaction launching this channel, and it was the biggest boom. And there was just so much around it, and then when Black Sabbath became Artist of the Month, man, there was just so much going on. I told you guys about my buddy's judgmental Orthodox Christian mom, and we had to do this. Now we're the best of friends because I made her sit her ass down, and we did a review face to face, and I looked her in her face and I said, you have been using the Christian platform to your own ends for too long. It stops now. So sit your ass down, Maggie. We are going to go through War Pigs, right? So we're the best of friends now because I kind of stood up to her and I threw her Christian. There are good Christians, and then there are Christians who use the platform for different things. And I saw that a mile away, and I called her on it, and I said, no, it's not going to happen with me. I'm too wise for that shit. I'm too experienced for that shit, especially having been in my rock and roll walk for so long, you know what I mean? So yeah, I definitely turned the tide, and that was a really great moment. So when you're talking about Black Sabbath to me, and especially War Pigs, I can break down for you probably 100 little bullet points of why it's my favorite song and why I like Black Sabbath so much. All right, but I won't do that. It'll take too long. So let's introduce the lads, and then let's read some of the comments, man. Black Sabbath. Black Sabbath were an English rock band from Birmingham in '68, formed in '68 by guitarist Tony Iommi, drummer Bill Ward, bassist Geezer Butler, and vocalist Ozzy Osbourne. They are often cited as pioneers of heavy metal music. The band helped define the genre with releases such as Black Sabbath, Paranoid, Master of Reality. The band had multiple lineup changes following Osbourne's departure in '79, with Iommi being the only constant member throughout its history. After previous iterations of the group, called the Polka Talk Blues Band and Earth, the band settled on the name Black Sabbath in '69. They distinguished themselves through occult themes with horror-inspired lyrics and down-tuned guitars. Signing the Philips Records in November of '69, they released their first single, Evil Woman, in January of 1970. Their debut album, Black Sabbath, was released the following month. Though it received a negative critical response, the album was a commercial success, leading to a follow-up record, Paranoid, later that year. The band's popularity grew, and by 1973, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath critics were starting to respond favorably. There you go. There's what the critics have to say, and then there's what the fans have to say. That's why I like reading comments from the fan base. It's not always fans, a bunch of trolls too, but it's okay. It's you know, the good, the bad, and the ugly. You got to take it all. You got to embrace the dark side of the force as well. Osbourne's excessive substance abuse led to his firing in '79. The band's original lineup reunited in '97 and released a live album reunion the following year. They continued to tour occasionally until 2005. And I did a reaction to that reunion, check it out. Other than various back catalog reissues and compilation albums, as well as the Mob Rules era lineup reunited as Heaven and Hell, there was no further activity under the Black Sabbath name for 6 years. They reunited in 2011 and released their final studio album and 19th overall, called 13, released in 2013, which features all of the original members except Bill Ward. And I don't know why that is. Do you guys remember why that is? Let me know. During their farewell tour, the band played their final concert in their home city of Birmingham on the 4th of February in 2017. Yeah, and as I recall, these great musicians came together just by an ad that Ozzy placed in the paper. Crazy to think. Black Sabbath have sold over 70 million records worldwide as of 2013, making them one of the most commercially successful heavy metal bands. They were ranked by MTV as the greatest metal band of all time and placed second in VH1's 100 Greatest Artists of Hard Rock list. I want to know who number one is. If it's hard rock, then it's stretching it out a little bit more. Rolling Stone ranked them number 85 on their 100 Greatest Artists of All Time. Black Sabbath were inducted into the UK Music Hall of Fame in 2005 and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2006. That was late. Very, very late. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They have also won 2 Grammy Awards for Best Metal Performance, and in 2019, the band were presented a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award. And that's the intro of one of the greatest rock acts of all time, man. A cornerstone of modern music. So let's do this. Let's go to the link that Alan sent me. Bizarre is the link. And seems to be a pretty decent sized channel. It doesn't say how many subscribers this person has, but just the views for this particular feed alone is 700,000, man. So he or she's got a really big following all the same. So in the captions, in the detail area, it says, "This is not the full show. They've played 2 more, Hand of Doom and NIB, but it's a complete concert experience. As usual, there's a bizarre addition going on. All the choices were made to enhance the excitement and live feel of the set, and I don't fear saying it, to be what most here at YouTube isn't. Something to return to. I hope you feel it." Absolutely, man. I hear you. Reliving the glory days of the past. Okay, yeah. So let's read some of the comments, man. It's really interesting what people have to say. You know, you go to the source, right? Don't have to listen to some damn critic. Bill Ward is a beast, the most underrated drummer in rock and roll history. Yeah, I said that. I didn't say the most underrated, but I say he's certainly underrated. And as soon as you say rock drummers, you immediately think Neil Peart, you immediately think John Bonham or Ringo Starr or Keith Moon. But yeah, man, you know, this guy definitely is just as great as all of them. You know, but I think sometimes in the context of the music. Like, I don't believe I've ever heard a Bill Ward solo, so maybe that could contribute to it. I'm not sure. Probably not, though. I guess you guys aren't ready for that yet, but your kids, I guess you guys weren't ready for that yet, but your kids, grandkids, and great grandkids are going to love this. Oh, that's a quote. That's a quote from Michael J. Fox, Back to the Future, when he was going off doing the guitar solo. Okay, I got you. I caught that. When you think about it, this was everyone in attendance's first metal show. Yeah, so they're hearing some of these great songs for the first time. Look at all of the reviews or the replies to this comment. 689. I could only imagine how heavy and mind-blowing this was in 1970. Yeah, and being your first metal concert, you're like, damn, not sure what this is, but it sounds really good. And, by first impressions, you might be thinking, what is Ozzy singing about? Is he singing about doom and gloom? No, I don't think he's singing about doom and gloom. I think he's singing about dire consequences of war and all of that sort of thing. There's nothing evil about him. Because for the first while, I'd probably be sitting there just listening and paying attention, getting a feel for them, getting a measure for them, and really listening to what he's singing, what he's conveying. And then I would get that impression of, okay, yeah, these guys, they have a very prophetic stance in their music, and they are showing concern, and there's a call to action in their music. I get it. I get them now. This is their signature sound. This is what they're going for. I'm in it. Then I'd definitely be a fan. That's when I'd stand up and start clapping. I know myself. Look at Bill Ward's drum kit. So basic, so perfect, driven by the master. Geezer Butler relentless on that bass. Tony just killing it. Ozzy, fairies wear boots. What can you say? It doesn't get any better than that. After all, it's Ozzy. Yeah, absolutely. See? Basic. That's what I'm talking about. This dude or this lady gets it. JW, that's all it says. They get it. They get what I'm going for here. Like I said, the basic group ensemble. A bass, guitar, drums, and a singer. Just that formation alone is enough to give us another renaissance of great classic rock music. That's what we got to do. We got to create that again. Lock 20 bands. Just basically grab a whole bunch of guys, put them all together, 20 bands, and then you'd be like, okay, create, go. I'm going to give you 2 months, 3 months, right? Create as much music as you can. And I bet you that they would create some fantastic pieces of music, and we would create that rock and roll renaissance all over again. I'm telling you, man, if I ever become a millionaire, that's what I'm going to do. Astonishing. This music is still as powerful and as relevant as it was in 1970. This is a fantastic performance. My God, what they put in this and performance. I mean, wow, the drums in War Pigs, yeah, represent bombs being dropped. Yeah, Bill was fantastic, man. But throughout, I haven't heard or seen a bad performance from him. So part of their signature sound, The only thing cooler than a band that gets chicks is a band that scares chicks. Beavis and Butthead. A recording from 50 years ago, still amazing today. Yeah, man. The gig must have been a divine experience, absolutely fantastic. Yeah, coming together. I often talk about the great blessing of Led Zeppelin coming together, and I love the formation story of Led Zeppelin. Well, just as equally impressive is the formation story of Black Sabbath, you know what I mean? And they're coming together, major cornerstones, because from Black Sabbath, man, you've got inspiration going all the way to Iron Maiden, to Metallica and beyond. You know what I'm talking about? Tool. The sound quality compared to a lot to other live recordings I've heard is pretty good, not to mention the film, and we get to see them give this epic performance. Great stuff. The film. I wonder if there's an entire film body out there. I would do an entire reaction to that. If there is such a thing, send it to me. I'll take the time to do a reaction. Even if I gotta take an afternoon off from work, I'll do that shit. The real Black Sabbath, everyone knows it too. Imagine being in Paris in 1970 and seeing and hearing this. Wow. Yeah, and each one of these comments is like, that last comment's got 500 thumbs up and just 32 replies to it, you know? So there's some great fans here. What I'm not seeing, which is surprising, is I'm not seeing any trolls. I'm not seeing Christian judgments or anything like that. And I'm scrolling through, and that's all I'm seeing, man. You know, usually you'll have this audience witness a biblical event. Yeah, and that's basically what I'm seeing. So a really good testament to Black Sabbath's longevity and their appeal and winning people over. Judgmental people like my buddy's mom, Maggie, eventually they will get a little closer and then they'll realize, okay, yeah, these guys, you know, they had an image and a gimmick just like everybody else, but the content of what their message is and what they're singing about is a call to action. And it's not about worshiping demons or anything stupid like that. It's talking about real concerns about life. And back in the late 60s, there was a tremendous amount of anxiety going on with the war, the Cold War, all of these different pressures and the social injustices. There's just so much going on back then. And these dudes were in the middle of it, singing about it all. You know, so it's awareness over a period of time. And then you realize, yeah, okay, this is what Black Sabbath was all about, you know, and you embrace it even more. Black Sabbath, when they were dangerous, they ruled the universe. This is badass, 100% pure rock and roll. Masterpiece, masterful. That's my words. All right, so that's it, y'all. I can keep reading, but pretty much everything is exactly the same. Lots and lots of praise. I don't see any trolls. I don't see any judgment. And that, again, is a testament to their longevity and their iconic command, you know. And these guys, man, just as iconic as any other rock and roll band that you can think of, and just as influential. So I gotta stop reading. All right, so y'all, that concludes our look at one of the greatest of all time. Speaking of one of the greats, I've got Ford sent me, I think it's a Jethro Tull album. So I know some Jethro Tull is coming up, and I know it's from Ford Prefect. Amy Akachina, Svein Agfall. I've got reactions loaded in the chute for you folks in the next couple of days. So thanks for joining me. Hope you guys enjoy this. Always a great time checking out Black Sabbath, especially the original lineup, early Black Sabbath. Let me tell you, we're on fire back in the day, and such a great cornerstone piece in modern music. So many of what we're hearing today, you can trace the roots back to Black Sabbath and their influence. So there you go, man. Fantastic. This is where it all started. Anyways, have a good one, y'all. Thanks for joining me. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.